The shoulder at mile marker 217. I wasn't supposed to be on that road. It was 1:42 a.m. when I merged onto Interstate 81 just outside Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The rain had just stopped, leaving the asphalt black and reflective like oil. My GPS said 2 hours home. I had work at 8 a.m., but something about that highway felt empty. Not quiet. Empty. No taillights ahead. No headlights behind. Just my engine and the faint hum of tires over wet pavement. Then my radio cut to static. I reached to change the station, but the screen flickered. The digital clock blinked 1:42, then 1:42 again. Like it was frozen. I tapped it. Nothing changed. That's when I saw him. Standing on the shoulder. A man in a dark jacket, facing the trees. Not hitchhiking. Not waving. Just standing there. Completely still. I checked my speed. 65 miles per hour. As I passed him, he didn't move. Not even his head. I felt that uncomfortable pull in my stomach, the instinct that says something isn't right. I looked in my rearview mirror. He was gone. No walking into the woods. No crossing the road. Gone. I slammed the brake slightly and checked again. The shoulder was empty. The tree line was thick, impossible to move that fast without sound. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I ignored it. It buzzed again. This time, I answered. No one spoke, but I heard something. Wind. And distant traffic. Like someone standing outside, near a highway. Hello. I said. A whisper came through, barely audible. You passed me. My entire body locked. I immediately checked the rearview mirror again. Headlights. Right behind me. Close. Too close. There hadn't been a car for miles. Now one was tailgating me so tightly I couldn't see its grille, just two blinding white lights. I sped up to 75. The car stayed with me. I switched lanes. It switched too. My phone buzzed again. Still connected. The whisper came back. You didn't stop. I hung up and threw the phone into the passenger seat. My chest felt tight. My mind was racing for logic. Maybe I passed him and didn't notice he got into a parked car. Maybe this was coincidence. Then the headlights turned off. Completely. Pitch black behind me. But I could still hear an engine. Still right there. Keeping pace. I pushed the accelerator to 85. The engine sound stayed beside me. Then, slowly, headlights flicked back on. But not behind me. Next to me. In the left lane. There was no car. No shape. No reflection. Just two floating headlights pacing me perfectly. At 85 miles per hour. My steering wheel started shaking. The radio blasted static again, louder than before. The headlights drifted closer, crossing into my lane. I swerved hard right and nearly hit the guardrail. When I corrected, the lights were gone. Completely gone. I looked at the clock. 1:42 a.m. Still. I'd been driving at least 20 minutes. My GPS recalculated. Continue for 42 miles. I was already 40 miles past that exit. The next sign read, mile marker 217. I remembered passing mile 217 earlier. That's when my phone lit up again. One new voicemail. Timestamp. 1:42 a.m. It was 2:19 a.m. now. Hand shaking, I pressed play. Wind. Highway noise. Then a voice. Right next to the microphone. You're still here. The audio ended with the sound of a car door opening. From inside my vehicle. I didn't check the backseat. I didn't look. I drove straight to the nearest exit and into a 24-hour gas station. Bright lights. Cameras. People. I finally looked behind me. Empty. No headlights. No cars. Just silence. The clerk inside told me something strange. I wasn't the first. He said drivers sometimes come in shaken up, talking about mile 217. About a man standing on the shoulder. A man who was killed in a hit and run there in 2003. They never found the driver. They say he still waits. For someone who won't stop. And sometimes. He follows. I should have stayed at the gas station. But after 20 minutes under fluorescent lights, logic started creeping back in. The clerk's story felt like local legend material. Something bored night workers tell truckers. My phone had no missed calls in the log. No outgoing call either. No voicemail. Nothing. Like it never happened. At 2:31 a.m., I walked back to my car. I told myself I was overreacting. The highway looked normal again. A few distant semis. Occasional headlights. Civilization. I merged back onto I-81. For 10 full minutes, nothing strange happened. My clock worked normally now. 2:38. 2:39. 2:40. The radio played classic rock without static. Then I saw it. Mile marker 2:14. That made no sense. I had exited at 221. I should have been climbing higher, not going backward. I checked my GPS. Continue for 3 miles. To mile 217. My stomach dropped. I hadn't taken an exit. I hadn't turned around. The road had subtly curved, but not enough to reverse direction. The green sign ahead became clearer. Mile 215. I gripped the wheel tighter. A pair of headlights appeared in my rearview mirror. Far back. Then closer. Too fast. My phone buzzed. No caller ID. This time I didn't hesitate. I answered on speaker. The wind came first. Then tires on wet pavement. Then breathing. Slow. Controlled. Close to the microphone. You missed me. The headlights were right behind me now. I couldn't see the car's body, just the lights. I'm not stopping, I said, my voice shaking despite my effort to sound firm. Silence. Then. You already did. My speedometer read 82, but the world outside felt slower, like resistance in the air. The headlights suddenly swerved left, pulling beside me again. There was still no car, no grille, no frame, just 2 floating beams level with my window. And then, I saw him, not outside, inside the reflection of my passenger window, standing on the shoulder, matching my speed, face pale, eyes black, mouth slightly open. I screamed and jerked the wheel. The car fishtailed. The headlights vanished. The reflection disappeared. My tires screeched as I corrected. And suddenly, everything stopped. Silence. The engine wasn't running. My dashboard was dark. I was parked. On the shoulder. Hazard lights blinking. I looked at the clock. 1:42 a.m. Again. My breath caught in my throat. Had I blacked out? Dreamed it? No. Because standing 20 feet ahead of my hood was the man, facing away from me, in the exact same dark jacket, in the exact same position. My doors were locked. I checked 3 times. The man slowly turned his head. Not his body, just his head. Too far. Too unnatural. His face was pale, eyes hollow. And then, he stepped backward, toward my car, without turning around, gliding. My phone lit up in my lap. Front camera activated. On the screen, he was in my backseat, sitting directly behind me, staring forward. I couldn't breathe. I didn't dare move. The version of him outside continued gliding closer. The one on my phone tilted his head slowly, in perfect sync. The whisper filled my car speakers though my phone wasn't connected. You should have stopped. The backseat creaked. A shift in weight. Right behind me. Hot breath touched my neck. I slammed my eyes shut and laid on the horn. Continuous. Desperate. The outside figure froze. The phone screen went black. The breath vanished. When I opened my eyes, the shoulder was empty. My engine was running. Time. 2:47 a.m. No hazards blinking. No man. Just highway. I didn't slow down again. Not once. I drove straight home. Locked my doors. Checked the back seat 3 times. Empty. The next morning, I convinced myself it was exhaustion. Stress. Hallucination. Until I checked my car. There were wet footprints on the inside of my back windshield. Bare. Facing forward. As if someone had been standing on the seat. Looking out. I don't drive that stretch anymore. But last week, I got a voicemail at exactly 1:42 a.m. No caller ID. Just wind. Highway noise. And a whisper. You're still here. The highway is their hunting ground. Mile marker 214. I wasn't supposed to be driving that night. The snowstorm warnings had been on every local station in western Pennsylvania, but when my sister called saying Dad had collapsed, I didn't hesitate. I grabbed my keys and left Pittsburgh just after midnight. Interstate 79 was almost empty. No trucks. No late-night traffic. Just my headlights cutting through endless black forest. That's when I noticed something strange. There were no other taillights ahead of me. And none behind me. For almost 40 miles. I told myself it was the weather. Snow fell heavier as I passed mile marker 198. The wind shoved my car sideways in sudden bursts. My radio crackled with emergency alerts about black ice and road closures. Then the signal died. Complete static. My GPS screen froze. The map blinked once and went dark. That's when my phone vibrated. No caller ID. Just a blank screen and the word, unknown. I shouldn't have answered. But I did. At first, there was only breathing. Slow. Controlled. Close. Not like someone calling from miles away. It sounded like they were sitting in the backseat. I twisted around instinctively. Empty. Hello. I said. The breathing stopped. Then a whisper. You shouldn't be on this road tonight. The line went dead. I laughed nervously. Some idiot with a voice changer. A prank. That had to be it. But my hands were shaking. And I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching me. 10 minutes later, I saw the first car. It was parked on the shoulder ahead. Hazard lights blinking weakly through the snow. A dark SUV. Driver's door open. No one inside. No footprints in the snow around it. Not a single track leading away from the vehicle. That's impossible, I thought. Snow had been falling steadily for over an hour. There should have been marks. Something. I slowed down without meaning to. And that's when the hazards turned off. My headlights flickered. Just once. Then again. I pressed the gas. As I passed the SUV, I couldn't stop myself from looking inside. The seats were empty. But the back window was fogged from the inside. Like someone had been breathing against it moments before. I drove faster. Heart pounding. That's when I saw them in my rearview mirror. Headlights. Far behind me. Moving fast. I hadn't seen another vehicle for nearly an hour. Where did they come from? The headlights didn't sway with the road. They stayed perfectly centered behind me. Perfectly aligned. Like they were locked onto my car. I sped up to 75. They matched me. Still there. The snow made it dangerous, but fear made it worse. Then my phone buzzed again. Unknown. I didn't answer this time. The voicemail notification popped up instantly. No ring. Just one new message. I hit play. Static. Then that same whisper. We see you. Plural. Not I. We. My stomach dropped. The headlights behind me suddenly shut off. Complete darkness swallowed the road. But I could still feel them there. Following. Up ahead, a green sign emerged through the storm. Mile marker 214. And beneath it, a second sign I hadn't noticed before. Rest area, 1 mile. Relief washed over me. Lights. Cameras. People. I just needed to reach it. But as I passed the mile marker sign, my engine stuttered. The dashboard lit up like a Christmas tree. Battery warning. Oil pressure. ABS failure. Everything at once. Then the engine died. The car rolled to a stop. Dead center of the highway. Snow thick around me. No signal on my phone. No headlights behind me. Silence. I tried the ignition. Nothing. That's when someone knocked on my window. 3 slow taps. I froze. There was no one there when I looked. But the fog on my window began to form words. From the outside. Get out. My doors locked automatically. Click. All 4. I hadn't touched anything. The radio turned on by itself. Static again. Then dozens of overlapping whispers filled the car. Different voices. Men. Women. Young. Old. All saying the same thing. Come outside. Come outside. Come outside. I squeezed my eyes shut. This wasn't real. It couldn't be. Then the car alarm started blaring. From outside. Not mine. Another vehicle. Right behind me. I opened my eyes slowly. Through the side mirror, I could finally see it clearly. A tall, dark pickup truck had stopped inches behind my bumper. Engine off. Headlights off. Driver's side door open. Someone standing beside it. Too tall. Too still. Watching me. Even through the snow, I could tell. It wasn't normal. And it wasn't alone. The figure beside the pickup didn't move. Snow whipped around it, but its coat didn't shift. Its shoulders were too narrow. Its arms too long. And its head. It was tilted slightly to the side. Like it was studying me. I fumbled for my phone again. No service. No bars. The screen glitched for a second. Then the camera app opened by itself. Front-facing. I wasn't alone in the frame. I didn't breathe. Slowly, I turned my head. The back seat looked empty. But the air felt crowded. Like the car was too small. The pickup's driver's side door slammed shut on its own. The tall figure was gone. My car suddenly jolted. The engine roared back to life. Every warning light disappeared. Like nothing had ever been wrong. I didn't question it. I slammed the gas. The pickup followed. Headlights still off. Just a dark shape glued to my rear bumper. No tire noise. No engine sound. Just there. Matching me perfectly. The rest area sign appeared ahead. Blue reflective letters. Rest area, open. But something was wrong. The lights were flickering. And there were too many cars parked. Crooked. Abandoned. Every driver door open. I swerved into the lot anyway. My tires slid across ice. The pickup stopped at the entrance. It didn't follow inside. It just idled at the edge of the property. Watching. I jumped out of my car and ran toward the restroom building. Snow stung my face. The wind carried something with it. Whispers. All around me. Not from one direction. From everywhere. The restroom door was propped open. The fluorescent lights inside flickered violently. I stepped in. Empty. Mirrors lining the wall. 4 sinks. 4 stalls. Water dripping somewhere. Then I saw it. Every mirror had writing across it. Finger traced in fog. We almost had you. The lights cut out. Pitch black. I heard the stall doors creak open. 1, 2, 3, 4. Footsteps shuffled across tile. Slow. Dragging. I held my breath. My phone screen flicked on automatically. A new voicemail. No signal. But still, a voicemail. I pressed play. You shouldn't have stopped. The voice wasn't whispering anymore. It was layered. Multiple voices speaking at once. Perfectly synchronized. You were supposed to break down. A pause. But we'll see you again. The phone screen cracked down the center on its own. The restroom lights exploded back on. Empty. No open stalls. No footprints. No sound. I ran back outside. The pickup was gone. My car was still running. Heat blasting. Driver door open. As if inviting me back. The other abandoned cars? Gone. The parking lot was empty. Completely empty. No tire tracks in the snow. Just mine. Leading in. And out. I didn't stop driving after that. Not until I hit the Pennsylvania state line. The snowstorm ended abruptly. Clear skies. Traffic returned. Radio signal came back. I convinced myself it was exhaustion. Stress. Shock. Anything logical. Until 3 days later. When I checked my phone. The voicemail was still there. Time-stamped. 40 minutes before my engine died. I saved the audio. Tried sending it to my sister. It wouldn't attach. Every time I pressed share, my screen glitched. Then a notification popped up. From an unknown contact. No number. Just a message. A single image. It was a highway sign. Green. Snow covered. Mile marker 214. But the number was scratched out. Replaced with a word. Next. I don't drive highways at night anymore. I don't answer unknown calls. And I never pass mile marker 214. But sometimes, late at night, when my house is quiet, my phone vibrates. No caller ID. No number. Just a voicemail notification. I never press play. Because I already know what it says. We are still behind you. If this story made you check your rearview mirror, you're not alone. Highways aren't empty after midnight. Some things just wait for the right driver. Comment I would keep driving if you'd never stop. Or comment I'd pull over if you think you'd survive. And if you love true night drive horror stories, hit like and subscribe now. Turn on notifications. Don't miss the next mile marker.